Hello everyone, my name is Danish and welcome to my podcast. Today I will be discussing about the language and literacy in early childhood, ECE6004 Assessment 1. Language and literacy are the base of effective communication. It helps us in expressing our point of views and understanding others. We start learning language and literacy since birth and improve our language and literacy skills throughout different stages of life. My language and literacy journey starts from Peshawar, a city in northern side of Pakistan. The city is very rich in culture and people from different communities live in the city and speak different languages. But there are two main languages spoken by majority of the people, which are Urdu and Pashto. Urdu is my native language and this is what I always heard and learned from my parents and other family members. As Fellows Anokli 2014 states that home is the first and most significant setting for children and parents are children's first educator and they play a vital role in development of language and literacy skills in a child. Luckily, both of my parents were school teachers and I remember both of them reading aloud stories and poems to me and using hand gestures and facial expressions to help me understand and memorize the poems and stories. Also, I was living in a joint family and my grandparents used to live with us, and when my parents would be at work, my grandmom would tell me old stories about the partition of India and Pakistan. I loved these stories. I found these stories very interesting and it helped me in my receptive and expressive forms of communication. I believe expressive and receptive, both forms of communications are very important, but while listening to these stories with interest, I developed good receptive language skills and they are helping me ever since. Fellows Anokli 2014 argues that if children or even adults are not good at listening, they are disadvantaged in so many ways. So I'm really grateful to my adults who helped me becoming a good listener. Also, I used to hear these stories and poems on daily basis, so it really helped me in developing my language skills. As Fellows Anokli 2014 suggests that as we have routine for eating, sleeping and cleaning etc., language somehow must be included in routine activities. While listening to these stories, I was always asked some open-ended question by my parents and there was always a moral of the story. I believe different functions of languages were used during this storytelling activity, as I would ask questions and find out if I could not understand something. I would express my opinions if I have to say something about the story or have to explain something. Holiday 1946 as cited in Fellows Anokli 2014. I would always share all these stories and poems with my friends in the school, which helped me in socially interacting with them and learning new things. When people adopt their language use for a particular context, they are adopting what is referred to as language register. Holiday 1964. As I mentioned above, there were widely two languages spoken in my city, and Pashto was the main language of the city, and it was spoken by more than 60% of the population. So it was important to learn this language to communicate and socialize with other people, and not knowing Pashto was a big disadvantage. So I started learning Pashto by my friends. I would ask the meaning of the words and then try to make sentences of the words. For this purpose, I use the syntactic and semantic components of language. I would ask my friends about some words and then tell them to translate these words in Pashto, and would ask them again and again if I do not understand. And then I would put words in accordance with the syntactic rules and form a sentence by knowing meaning of the word. This is how I learned speaking Pashto. I'm so proud of my language and literacy journey. I hope all of you guys enjoyed my journey. Thank you.